social. Cortisol, okay? The dreaded stress hormone you hear about on television that makes people overweight. They are all stressed out all day from no sleep, hectic work schedule, caffeine. Asthmatics and people with reactive airways diseases, not in people with emphysema, have a deficiency of cortisol, where the general public may have an oversupply of it, because most asthmatics and people with allergies have weakened adrenal glands. We have a deficiency of cortisol, so we're in another group, okay? So if you're bombing yourself with C, stands for caffeine, you're going to get a temporary reprieve from your allergies and asthma because you're being stimulated. When the drug wears off or the chemical wears off, your adrenal glands are going to be even weaker because your adrenal glands are saying, why should I provide a stimulant if you're already giving it to me artificially? Just like steroids or any other drug, if you introduce it to your body, the body will turn off its mechanism for producing it, okay? So what to do? What I do is 3 things to help my cortisol levels come up. I use a licorice tea twice a day. My favorite is Breathe Easy from Swanson, okay? But that's not to say that I'm not getting paid to say this. So that doesn't mean there's not a better one out there. If you have high blood pressure, I've been heard to go to a diglycerized licorice because I guess it can interfere with some high blood pressure medicines. Also, endurance exercise. Endurance exercise is very important. One of the worst things to do if you have chronic asthma is to let yourself get out of shape. Okay, and enough of that, we've heard that over and over. 15 minutes a day is all you need of intense exercise. Naps. If you get a break from work, don't use it to do anything else but nap. Your productivity will go up. A 15-minute nap, cut your lunch in half, well worth it. Probably get a promotion. The C, let me also talk to you about something I was told when I was an outpatient at the National Jewish Clinic in Denver, Colorado. Real bright doctor told me they have a big problem with their patients using cannabis and cocaine. For the C, cannabis and cocaine. He says that the drugs are attractive to an asthmatic because they numb the airway. Okay? So the people get reprieves from their allergies and asthma. The problem being is the cannabis and cocaine, when the narcotic leaves their body, the tissue damage is there, causing irritation. So the person feels necessary to go out and re-drug themselves. Personally, and I'm not saying for anybody to use drugs, personally, if I had to do one of these drugs, I would get them into my body not using my respiratory tract, okay? Also, let's the C for cafeteria. Even when I was at National Jewish, or what they call NJ, the cafeteria, you could go down to the cafeteria and get some nice greasy lasagna or a nice greasy cheeseburger. It's just unbelievable. I don't know if they're doing that anymore, so please, if they've gone vegan, I apologize because I haven't been there since the 90s. But business is business, huh? I'm not just picking on any one hospital. Usually any hospital cafeteria, you can get very bad food, okay? Let's go to the I. Here's the King Kong for asthmatics. Indoor air, okay? Even if you live in the most polluted cities like Mexico City, I think I would prefer outside air to indoor air. The indoor air, you're basically living in a petri dish. You've got these circulating heating and cooling systems that just take this vile, putrid air full of ozone from electronic equipment, molds, mildews, dust mites, whatever, and then we're just circulating it back, giving it back to ourselves. Terrible. chemical off-gassing, that's a whole lecture in itself. If you live in an area where you can't open the windows because, if maybe you live in northern Canada where you'd kill everybody in the house and bust all the pipes by opening the windows, use a dehumidifier in your sleeping area. What that will do is that will put the molds and mildews into hibernation, so they can't replicate, and the dust mites also. You'll never get your indoor air clean. You can forget about cleaning it's not forget about, but you could clean these air conditioner vents every day, and you're not going to get them 100% clean. Okay, I, also for inhalers. Asthma inhalers, sometimes they're necessary, but they should be last resort. They get in, they're an adrenergic, they cause you usually to hyperventilate, they open up your airways. Now you're moving too much air, causing a vicious circle. Your CO2 level drops, you get inflammation, got to use your inhaler again in another 4 to 6 hours. Personally, what I like to do is 2 things. One, for my nasal passages, I have pure eucalyptus oil. I spray it on a paper towel, put it into my nostrils, inhale, okay, get that flowing in there. And then I also use a salt inhaler. I got this from a company called Natural or Allergy Buyers online, but this is not the only. Allegedly, this is full of Himalayan salt. Whether it is or not, I don't know. But I've had this thing for 2 years. I breathe through it. Sometimes I'll use it against medical advice and hit it real hard to get some salt. I don't want to recommend this if you're going to use it and overbreathe. Nice, gentle rest. The only reason I hit it real hard is I'm in a hurry sometimes. I want to get some salt in my lungs, but even after I do hit it real hard, I stop breathing. I hold it. I don't want to get rid of my CO2. This will be a constant theme through the lecture, is I'm jealous with my CO2, my carbon dioxide. I don't like to give it away, so mentally I'm always trying to hold on to it. And breathing fast and deep will blow off your CO2. The I. Oh yeah, I'm going to go after ice cream, okay? I don't think there is a worse food on the planet for an allergy sufferer or an asthmatic. You've heard the slang triple threat. This, I would call it a quadra threat. What do you have in ice cream? Dairy lipids or oils, fats, sweeteners, salt, and artificial chemicals in the way of artificial sweeteners. I mean, I'm not saying all ice cream has the artificial stuff in it, but I don't know. Shrimp is pretty bad as far as inflammation goes, but I think it's still ice cream is tops. So if you have a person in the house that has allergies and they're eating ice cream, just take frozen strawberries, some honey and a little water, beat them up in the blender, and sprinkle them with some cinnamon and doctor it up so they don't feel deprived. Strawberries are excellent for people with allergies, okay? Yes, but again, I started off with indoor air. Bad news, okay? All right, the A in social. Altitude and air again. It's a double whammy. Your altitude, when you get up above 2,000 feet, you start to get below the pollen belt, the pollution belt, the molds, mildews that are so dangerous to asthmatics. Right now I live near Little Rock, Arkansas, which is like the Viet Cong Delta for asthmatics, okay? So I'll probably get myself in trouble here. Just put it, it's a war zone. I'm showing my age. It's a war zone for asthmatics. A lot of places in the South are. Personally, I prefer an altitude between 2,000 and 4,000 feet above sea level. Why?